I was dealing with a lot and I felt like people were really, really cruel. How long am I going to talk about this for? I'm not a one-lane artist. I've always said I'm a multi-dimensional artist, and that's how I want to be.
You have done the biggest stages in the world. Do you feel like you're living your dream?
I'm living my dream. Do I feel satisfied? Not yet.
Where does that audacity come from?
Most of the things I feel that I've done have been really intimidating. Leave Canada, go to India at the age of 22. But if I didn't have the audacity, I wouldn't have the courage.
Before people go on stage, what goes on in your mind?
I honestly feel like an alter ego kicks in.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Do we have a name for her?
Yeah, Nora.
Nora.
He could have just picked that bag for me and put it on the trolley and I would have been great. Now I have back issues.
Yeah. Did you just feel alone?
There is a deep faith inside me that says, but you know that if something is meant for you, what's in your rizq is going to come to you, whether they do all that or not.
So what's a parting message you want to leave everyone with? Hi, Nora.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Finally. We've been trying to do this for ages.
It's been years, but I feel like everything happens in the best time.
Definitely.
So
I totally agree.
I'm very happy to have you here. So welcome on Dream with Dr. Sheen.
Yay.
My first question to you is, do you feel like you're living your dream?
I feel like I'm living, I'm in the process of that, of living my dream.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I had a dream and it was a certain size.
Mm-hmm.
And then by the grace of God, I get some opportunities and some moments that feel bigger than that dream that I dreamt. So I'm in the process of living it. And of course, things happen that were not expected.
Yeah.
And I feel very grateful for it. But it's funny because in that whole process, when you get something really big and you didn't dream of it previously, you're like, okay, great. Let me dream bigger now. Let me raise the bar higher and higher. And then it's really never ending. So I'm living my dream. Do I feel satisfied? Not yet.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, the dream keeps evolving, right?
Yes,
So
exactly. Yeah.
we can keep doing more. But listen, I feel like your story has been talked about so much online. I know so much about you. There are so many things we can explore.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start with what we were discussing a little bit beforehand. I feel like your journey has been such a journey of resilience, right? Every time you started so young, you knew what you wanted, you fought against all the odds to do it. But where does that almost like audacity come from?
That's the correct word.
Right?
Every day on a daily basis, I'm like, how do you have that? How dare you?
Yeah, teach us how to do this, daring.
You know what? Man, I don't know. I mean, I think with everything that I do in my life, even like when I'm, speaking my thoughts, my opinions, when I'm risking my money, when I'm producing my projects, or, really believing in a song, or I don't know, some step that I'm taking towards something bigger, I always have to have the audacity, because without the audacity, I wouldn't have the courage, because most of the things I feel that I've done have been really intimidating, to think about leave Canada, go to India at the age of 22. Very intimidating, the thought of it, right? But if I didn't have the audacity, I wouldn't have the courage. And I would have just lived all my life, I don't know what I would have been doing. Maybe I would have been, I don't know. I really don't know. I was doing a bunch of random jobs in Toronto, and I, dropped out of uni in my second year of political science and international studies. So I don't know what I would have ended up being. But the fact that I had the audacity to go to India, learn a new language, develop myself, remodel myself, and assimilate and start to dream big and create these massive goals, is just testimony that the first step is to have audacity. First take that step, and that will take you wherever you need to go. And I'm a firm believer of destiny. So I feel like God instills that feeling of audacity for you to take the steps towards your path.
But see, I feel like a lot of people have dreams, a lot of people have ambition, but they don't have the audacity, and they think that one day I will become audacious, so I will build the confidence one day and then do it. But I feel like with you, you just did it scared, right?
I think that's a personality trait.
Yeah.
I really do think so, because when I look back to like when I was a kid, just things in general, like how I would speak in the household, or my opinions, or ask certain questions, or challenge certain like society norms or ideas, whatever. Like I had the audacity to do all of those things without even thinking twice. So that must be a personality trait. And I think it has to start there for you to be fearless. And I am very, very fearless. I have been in a lot of situations in this journey of trying to make it with like people that don't like me, and people putting me in situations that could harm me. And a lot of these things have happened. And now that I look back, I'm like, wow, I must be so fearless to even be in those situations. And I have been in those situations so many times, and I've gotten out of them with God's grace. But you have to be fearless to even like step into those type of worlds.
So, I'll ask you a question. This always crosses my mind before people go on stage. Like, you have done the biggest stages in the world. What goes on in your mind?
You know what? I honestly feel like an alter ego kicks in.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Because
do you have a name for her?
I think, Noriana.
Noriana.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know why I'm so shy now, but like Noriana's a baddie. She's a baddie. Oh my gosh, she is like so confident, and she knows that she's just gonna eat it up, and there's no hesitation in her eyes. And I'm speaking about her as a third person, because when I watch my like replays or whatever, like I'm looking at myself and I always think, who's that? Always. Like even with the World Cup, I performed twice. I did the closing.
It's your second time, right?
Yeah. I did the closing ceremony in
22
in Qatar. And then I did this one in Canada. I did the opening in Canada. Both times when I look back, immediately I come off of stage and they show me like the performance. I'm just like, who is that? Like, just how dare you be so confident, You're not even trained, who are you? You're just like blagging it at this point. But there is an alter ego that comes in, even like the way I interact with the audience if I'm on stage doing my shows, or there's just like, and that's how I know this is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to be a performer, an entertainer, 100%. And some things you don't learn.
It's just who you were meant to be.
Correct, yeah.
When was the first time you realized this?
A very young age.
Yeah?
Very young. Like, I was the girl on stage in middle school, like doing the dance for the yearly
number.
The yearly assembly, and I'm doing the dance performance, or I'm gathering the girls in my class, teaching them something, and we're doing a performance. And that's been me since middle school. So I've always known that, but that's one thing, and doing what I'm doing today is another thing. I never fathomed it would reach this level, but I of course dreamed of it.
But a stage loved you, and you loved the stage, right?
Right. The people, like connecting with the people through music. And like today, I'm trying to use my platform to create music with a purpose that, connects to people's souls and talks to you in ways that you could relate with what people are going through in their lives, and allowing my platform to shine light on aspiring artists and local artists and dancers and younger talent and So I'm trying to do these things because essentially what made me famous was my connection to the audience. When they watch me on screen, they connect to me and they feel something. And they feel some sort of joy, and they want to rush to a dance room and learn to dance, or they want to go to their room in front of their mirror and practice and shoot a video of them dancing and doing choreo, or even just, behaving like how I do when I'm me, in that form. So that is a connection with people, and it happens through music and dance. So I'm trying to take that and evolve it consistently. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember before Dilbar became a thing, I remember seeing you, was it on a fashion show stage or something? What was it?
Yeah, no, that was Miss India Diva competition, and I was just probably opening for them.
Yeah, that was the first time I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
Then next thing I know, Dilbar came out.
Yeah.
And since then, it's just, I haven't been
I got Dilbar because of that video.
I know.
Yeah,
I remember.
And a
everyone
lot
was
of people
linking
don't
it.
know this, and I have to reiterate it every time. I'm just like, you know, I was not signed with T-Series at that time. I was just this random girl roaming around doing Big Boss and Chalak and people's music videos and really trying to break through. And that was one moment that, you know, kind of just the stars aligned. They were producing a movie. They had a song. They wanted that kind of style, that kind of movement. And they called me because that video went viral.
Yeah.
And honestly, even at that time, I was going through this phase where the song Na released with Harvey Sandhu.
Yeah.
And it was like the first to do 5 million in one day on YouTube at that time, which is nothing now, but it was massive. So there was like a moment and it just the dots connected. So yeah.
That was big. But since then, I haven't been to a single shadi or a single,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm proud of that.
I teach at university here every music day. Like Dilbar is on the stage.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy if you go back to like young Nora who used to dance on a stage in school to think that now every music celebration has your dances.
Yes, of course.
there.
And not just like me back in the day at school, just me when I was a kid in like my mom, we would go to weddings and I would rush to dance on the dance floor and she'd always pull me out and be like, stop, enough, like sit down. And I'd cry and throw tantrums because I want to dance in the middle of the dance floor. So it's funny that today I'll go to a wedding. I perform at so many people's weddings, but I'll go to a wedding and most of the playlists are like the songs that
it's your songs.
Yeah, film songs or even some of my independent songs.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Exactly. So that's pretty crazy to think about it.
Interesting.
Right? I think, you know, the reason I'm making you think about this is because I know people like you, people who are working so hard to build something and they've built something amazing. Sometimes you forget.
I forget sometimes.
Amazing it's been because you're so hard on yourself as well and your standards are high.
Oh, always, always. And I feel sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I don't think it's enough. I feel like, well, also people don't make you feel like it's enough.
Correct.
Like my friends would tell me, wow, Nora, like, do you know what you've done and where you've come from? And they have to remind me consistently because people have this crazy power to invoke these feelings and ideas on you where it's like, well, you're just doing this. It's just that, but you didn't do that and you didn't do this. And then they kind of like brainwash you into thinking that, oh, maybe they're right, you know, like for the longest time I had to deal with, like, for example, what I did with Dilbar is no joke. It is what it is. This is my, you know, breakout moment. The world
it was huge.
Introduced to me. The world, I was introduced to the world and I broke records. It is what it is. Okay, yes, I didn't sing the song. I wasn't the lead of the movie.
Okay.
But I did something that was unconventional and every stars are supposed to break out on their own terms, not on the terms of what the industry or the audience is expecting. So I managed to break that stereotype. Now, knowing that I did something so massive, and I continue to do that in multiple occasions, I would still go back and hear people saying, but she's not a lead. She didn't get that lead role, but she didn't get that lead role. But
I don't even know who was the lead in that movie.
And it really, really brainwashed me into thinking that none of these accolades are good enough. Oh, she's just dancing. But then now that I'm mature and I look back and I think about it, fame and notoriety comes in different ways, right? The world of entertainment is not just lead roles. We have the Rihannas of the world. We have the Shakiras, the Jennifer Lopez of the world. We have influencers who are massive. We have, speakers who are very inspiring and massive. And we have actors who may not be lead roles or may not get lead roles, but they're massive actors and respected actors. So you get fame and respect through different avenues. Mine just happens to be a different avenue. Correct. And it doesn't change the fact that I performed and I acted in that moment because, you know, there has to be something that I did that worked. Do you know what I mean? It's not like I came and just danced and went home.
Are you trying to convince me?
No, this is what I would tell myself consistently when I'm sitting. I'm like, there has to be a reason why I shook up the place. You know what I mean?
That video was everywhere for months. You know, I went to the Masai Mara and it was playing on the Safari truck.
Wow.
Imagine.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I get
Everybody
no
knew.
royalties for this.
Stop playing it.
And I don't care. I never did it for any of that stuff.
No, it's okay.
I did it to you know, become the artist that I've always wanted to be. And that was the breaking point of, one, becoming this confident artist. I think it really opened so many doors for me. It allowed me to start making money, you know, because I was broke, you know, so broke, I couldn't do anything. So I started to make some money, and I took that and I invested it into an independent music career, which was my way of being able to be like, all right, cool, you guys are all calling me just a dancer and that's all I do. And 1-2 songs, kibad, 1-2 songs after that, you're going to be boxed and people are going to be annoyed and irritated and bored of you, and then someone's going to replace you. So I was okay, I'll get ahead of that. So I started to just produce my own music as an independent artist, and opened up a whole independent singing career for myself outside of India with that money that I was making.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you know, talking about you said something. You said that you don't get royalties, and for you it didn't matter because you wanted to be the artist. But I think this is a mistake that we all do. Even I do this a lot, and I think it's a women issue where a lot of time we're so happy to just be doing what we love doing, our passion, that we let go of the monetary aspect of it.
I still am sometimes like that.
Do you still struggle with it?
Still like that sometimes, yeah.
God.
What can you do, man?
I thought you were going to give me the solution for this.
There's no solution, because the honest, brutal honesty is that this is a very competitive world and you are easily replaced. It's the truth. And as much as I think I'm the bomb and I'm so amazing, there's always going to be someone prettier, smarter, you know, dances better, sings better, has better connections than you. So that the fact that I know that, and I'm quite comfortable with that, I know that I have to consistently be at a state of competition. And if it means I have to say no to money or something like that, and I know the opportunity will elevate me and it will, you know, help improve my image or open more doors, I will do it. Yeah.
That's really good advice. And I think one thing that maybe people don't appreciate enough about you is you're such a smart businesswoman. I think everything that you do is you weigh your risk, you weigh your chances, and you think very well before you take a step. And I think you've been doing that from a very young age.
Yeah.
And I think
I never thought of it like that in terms of smart businesswoman, but definitely a risk taker with money and like business and like, let's just do it. Go, 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 go. You know, that's just how it's been for me.
No, but you're not reckless. You are still thinking.
I mean, my bank account could say otherwise, you know, but
that's okay.
but the way I decide to do things, no, I'm not reckless. Like, it's very much like there's a reason behind everything that I do. Yeah.
And now I'll ask you something which I personally relate with. Being this like one woman show, you know, you handle everything. At the end of the day, your career is resting on your shoulders.
Yeah.
You've been fighting all these industries, countries, everything to get in and make your own path. Are you tired?
Yeah, I get tired sometimes. I'm not going to lie. And, you know, I try not to evoke that emotion because I don't want to disappoint my fans and the people who I feel like will look up to me and, you know, aspire to push through in life and become whatever they want to become, because I feel like I'm the walking billboard of like, if you believe in yourself, it could happen. Just believe. And yes, I really, really do believe that. Like, when I came off of the World Cup, I made this recap video, which was quite long. It was like 4 minutes. But
I watched it. I loved it.
It was so important for me to like get that out there, because I genuinely did feel re-inspired coming off of that whole 5-week journey. Not just my performance. I'm talking about even like just being like an audience member, a spectator, a fan, and
just
roaming around, living the moment and analyzing people's stories, footballer stories, breakthrough stories, underdog stories, like fans that traveled across the world just to come for this moment. And I was like, wow, okay, so it's never too late, you know, and the only thing that's connecting all of our stories right now is self-belief, you know. So I wanted to reiterate that and remind people that, and also remind myself that.
Yeah. It is self-belief. And but what keeps you going other than self-belief?
Man, just because audacity.
Yeah.
The audacity. I always keep thinking like, you know, like now it's not like Nora who left India and is now in India making a name for herself. Now it's like Nora, the Canadian Moroccan Bollywood actress who's carrying, you know, the potential of being the first Moroccan in this entertainment industry, in that industry, doing this, doing that, the first this, the first that. So it's almost like I feel a sense of responsibility to consistently level up the bar and, you know, create milestones for myself that could be spoken about with respect. So I'm always trying to figure out like, okay, tomorrow if I have my kids and they get a little bit older and they see all that stuff, they should be like, wow, mommy like really killed it. Like mommy was like, she started from nothing and now she's like this baddie and she did this. And did you know like mommy was the first one to do that? And like, I want to be able to inspire even my kids along with many kids that are like a fan of mine and stuff like that, but in the right way possible. And that's why like I carry myself a certain way, I post a certain way, I make music a certain way. Yes, I mean, I make mistakes along the way. There are certain things I don't have control of. Yeah. But, you know, I try to also articulate myself a certain way so that people understand that this is life. Life is not perfect, and just like an ordinary person's life, they make mistakes and life is up and down for them too. Like we also have to deal with the same thing, except for on camera and in front of everybody.
Yeah, all your mistakes are public.
Yeah, very, very public, very public. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. But you know, throughout this journey now, what do you think, if you were to look back, what do you think worked for you? Because, you know, as we were saying, these career in terms of like entertainment, dancing, it's like one of every thousands that become a superstar, and you nailed that. But what do you think worked in your favor other than your hard work itself?
Persistency. Just being so persistent. And also like, don't forget, I actually sacrificed a whole life. Like I sacrificed my hometown, my family, my friends for almost 8 to 10 years. So I was at it for 10 years of no social life, no traveling properly, no nothing, just like trying to improve myself, audition, meet people, work. And honestly, just being very fearless. Like I remember I was doing a music video with Raftar called Baby Marbaki Manegi. And how did I get that video? I got that video because of Chalak. So there was some episodes of Chalak that did well, and they saw that. And when I got eliminated, they called me for that video. Also, Hardy called me similarly around the same time to do now. So I was like, wait, great. So I'll be a video girl. That's okay. And then I'll elevate from that. So I think that's what it is. Whatever I did, I was okay to do. As long as mentally I said, I'm doing this, but I will elevate from that soon also.
It's a step, right?
It's always a step. So I never felt comfortable, and I always was in search of how to elevate from that. So my elevation from a music video girl was me investing in my independent music career. That was my elevation. And I worked very long time towards that and spent all my money towards that. and I don't regret it, because if you have a dream and you believe in yourself and you're genuinely talented and you see that spark and you see the reaction from the people, don't be scared to invest in yourself. Don't wait on anybody. And I feel like that's a mistake that a lot of people do that I meet. They're like, oh yeah, we're just waiting on like this producer to, you know, invest on us, or we're waiting for this financer, or we're waiting for this and that and a third. It's a mistake. Like, don't even do it. Do it yourself if you can. If you can, do it yourself, because only you could really like bet on yourself, like totally 100%. And with me being able to do that, I was able to creatively control. And this is where my fans saw a very major shift. Because I started having creative control, I was able to position and present myself differently. And it's so liberating. Yeah, it's so liberating.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
But see, now when you branched out into this, let's explore a little bit the new music career. Not new anymore. But how do you choose who are the right people that you want to go into business with, that you can trust? What are your usual filters?
It's tough because I haven't changed. I've been working with the same people. Like, for example, I did a post recently. I think it was for Sear for the World Cup song, where I was thanking my team, right? And my team that have been with me for like 8 years now in terms of music. So the same choreographer, the same director, the same, you know, staff and background people and dancers and stuff like that. And they've been with me since the day I started. And I thank them because I was like, when I went to them and said, I want to be an independent singer and I'm going to produce my own videos, can you be a part of this? They just said, yeah. And they hopped on for the ride and directed and made amazing visuals and gave me quality and positioned me like an international artist would be positioned. And they, you know, went along with the ride with me. And that had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of, you know, lack of payments, for example, at certain times and all of this stuff. And they really they were really patient with me. But I also said to them that if you guys start with me, we started with Pipita, okay? Arabic Dilber and Pipita.
Yeah.
I said, if you guys start with me, I promise you it's going to take us to a very big global stage. And it did. It took us to the World Cup and created projects that will forever be iconic. And they also started from nothing too. So we grew together.
I love that.
Yeah.
But now if you had to choose people, how would you filter?
It's tough. It's tough. Man.
It's tough, right?
It's so tough. Like I get a lot of people asking me things like, oh, how come you don't have like an assistant? You don't have this. And
you don't have an assistant?
I keep my space very minimal.
Okay, tell me about that because
like,
I'm in the process of building my team.
Yeah, no, I'm over that. Like there was a time where I'm like, oh, I can't wait until I make it and have money and I'm going to have this team and it's going to be like this. No, I'm over it. I'm over it. Like I don't even like to change my hair and makeup people. Like I will... For the longest time, I stayed with 2 hair and makeup people. One of them was a very, very close friend of mine, passed away, unfortunately, Allah yarhamu. And now I have Mariana, who's by my side, you know, through it all. But I also have like, you know, 2-3 other people. But then they'll come to me, they'll be like, oh, you know, we need to find more options in case Mariana or, you know, the other one is not available. And I'm just like, I don't want options. I don't want new people in my space. I already have trust issues as it is. I went through a situation of people who were in my space that, you know, almost dug my grave, literally. So I'm like, I'm cutting off. I will stay with the people that I'm comfortable with. I had changed managers so many times. Like, I'm surprised they haven't even said about me in the media that I am the problem because I change managers so much.
Oh, you do?
So much because...
It's so hard, Nora. How do you...
I have also another thing that helped me in my journey is my intuition.
Okay.
And my intuition
so now you trust it more.
Yeah, my intuition is so strong. It's the reason why I went to India because my intuition said go. It's the reason why I got myself out of the scariest situations because my intuition would kick in. It's the reason why I didn't interact or involve myself with people that I shouldn't because of my intuition. But with managers that were around me consistently, they used to make me feel very unsafe. Like always felt like they were not honest. They were like lying.
There's something shady.
And, you know, I'm out here giving commission and you guys are doing the bare minimum.
Correct.
And I always felt like they were put around me to suppress me.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. So I had to consistently fire, like every 3 months I'm firing manager. And there's a point where I call my best friend. I'm like, yo, am I the problem? Because what the hell? Thankfully, right now I have a manager after 10 years. I have a manager that I actually like, which is a big deal.
It just took a while to get
there.
Took
a very long time. I actually like her. She's doing her best. She makes mistakes, but she's open to learn.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Her intentions are clean. She wants to grow with me. And I love her for that. And I realized with those other ones that I kept firing, I was such a bitch. But I was a bitch because my system was telling me
You're revolting,
yeah,
right?
They want bad for you.
Yeah.
With this one, because I genuinely feel like she's a good girl, I feel good around her. You know what I mean? Even when I like get upset with her, I feel bad for getting upset, you know?
Yeah.
But this is the things that I have to deal with. And like one woman show, yes, you're not going to be the nicest person sometimes. Sometimes you're going to have to put that boss hat and, you know, be rude sometimes and call the shots and yell sometimes and scold and punish people. It is what it is. This is how it is. With of course my fans and the people, the audience and the people I meet, I'm the sweetest.
You are.
Oh my God, like literally, like I could meet a fan and cry. Like that's me. But at work, I'm a little bit harder because it's a hard industry. It is what it is, you know?
It is. See, I was telling you, like this morning I was dealing with firing somebody. And again, managers, I fired one after 3 days. one after 3 years. And I
hard.
keep thinking, how hard is it? Like, especially, I feel like they don't take feedback well when it's coming from us. Because as you said, on the outside, everyone can see you're very nice to everyone. You're such a girl's girl. And then if you're having to give feedback to someone being like, what the hell is this? Why are you not doing your job? Then people take it a little bit more personally.
Yes. And it's sad because sometimes I feel like how I like execute the way I'm doing, like speaking. And when I'm at work, and I'm a little bit hard. It is what it is. I'm a little gangster.
We are.
You know, and I have to be like that because it's, if you're not like that and you don't set boundaries, and people don't respect you. It is what it is. You need to instill some sort of fear for people to, one, listen.
Yes.
You know, and for them to be productive and to, you know, get things going.
Take the work seriously.
Yeah, take the work seriously.
Yeah.
And me coming into the industry so young, you can only imagine how many people don't take me seriously.
Oh, I can imagine.
So it's that switch on, switch off. And then, of course, when people do their job and things are going well, I am the best person to be around with. But I do crack the whip, and that's just how it is.
Oh.
And I'm sure your comment section is going to be like, ew, I hate her, she's a bitch. But this is the world we live in. We have to be like this, unfortunately.
But also, with this
but even guys are like this too. I've been around some artists that are very difficult to be around with, you know? And I take pride of the fact that I'm not difficult. I'm just, you know, a little bit hard when it comes to getting things done.
You have high
strict.
standards.
I'm strict. Yeah, I'm very strict.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think this is the problem. I keep saying this to people, and the younger generation is so soft. I think someone needs to say it.
Oh, I have a brother who's a younger generation. Like, you have to see how I talk to him. You'll laugh. Like, because like my generation, we were rude to each other. Oh my God. We still are.
We still are.
You have to hear how me and my friends talk. And I think you must have met them at my birthday or something. But like my best friends, like the circle of my Bai, Ramla, Rahana, like all of us, even my girl Munya, all of us, we are so rude to each other. We will literally cuss each other out. Yeah. No. And this is why we have thick skin and we've been out in the world and we've managed, you know? And then you have my brother who's the younger generation, and he hears us talk to each other this way, and he'll be like, oh my God, he's clutching his pearls. He's
clutching like, his pearls.
How are you guys talking to each other like this? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, shut up, Omar. You know what I mean? Like,
literally. Even I have an older sister, and her way of expressing love is to kind of like crush you, you know?
Yeah. No, I mean, like a funny example, but my mom calls me and she's like, oh, your brother is not doing well in school. And he's like, he's not going to graduate. And da-da-da. This was like a couple years ago. And then she's like, we're trying so hard to like get him to understand he needs to graduate. He needs to, you know, get his shit together. And I'm just like, pass the phone. I just talked to him like, you want to be a failure? Oh. He's like, huh? I'm like, do you want to be a failure?
Is that what you want?
If you do, let me know, because then I can't tell people you're my brother. Because I can't tell people I have a brother who's a failure. Ooh. So just let me know so I can do my arrangements. And he's like, you don't have to be so rude. I'm like, no, because that's what you want to do. And I'm okay with that. You could be a failure, but we don't want to know a failure. And then my best friend's like, yo, do you want me to go to the house and add to that too? I'm like, yes,
Let
go.
me make it clearer.
So he graduated this year.
See, it works. Yeah. It works. I love that. And I think this is my problem with the younger generation. When you hire them, they're so soft. They're like, this is not good for my mental health. And I'm like, I get it. But sometimes it's work. Work is work. We all went through the trenches.
Oh my God,
I was treated like a little, you know, working monkey.
Oh my God. If I tell you the shit I went through when I was doing telemarketing and working at like these restaurants and waitressing around and doing everything possible, bro, I went through it all. Like, I've been spoken to really badly, and I'm just, it is what it is. You want to get up and like move on.
That's life. And I think it's a rite of passage. You need to do it.
You have to pay your dues.
Yeah,
you have to pay your dues.
Correct. Speaking of paying your dues, I know one thing everyone would want me to ask you is, we all know that little clip of yours that went very viral.
Which one is everything's going viral and in bad ways? Which one?
Just that one.
Be specific. I mean, which one? Is it the con artist story, or is it like the feminism story, or this music song from a South Indian film story?
God.
Like, which one? You need to be specific.
My God. Even that one, I saw your apology and I was like, why does she have to apologize? I'm sorry. This has nothing to do with her. Anyway, we're going to leave that out there. But the feminism one.
Okay.
Right? Because the number of people who sent me that reel, and I kept thinking, I watched it And being in the industry of podcasting, I know how clipping works. And I was like, I won't take it for face value. I want to see the
whole
context
podcast?
that this was part of. And I watched it and I thought, okay, I can see why it's being perceived badly. Doesn't require to go this viral. And it was taken out of context. But tell me a little bit about it, because I've seen the hate that you're getting from it. So tell me.
Yeah, I still get hate till today.
I still see it circulating
yeah,
today.
it's still circulating today. It circulates every time I have a milestone. Like every time I'm doing really well, then it starts to circulate again.
Which is kind of good, which means there's no new controversy for you.
I know, right? No, but here's the thing. It's just so complex because I'd gone out and spoken about it in multiple interviews in the last 3 years. It's been 3 years, you know. And one, I apologize for what it made people feel.
Correct.
Okay. Then I explained what I was trying to allude to, like what I was trying to get to, where I was coming from, and a conversation I feel like we should have in the society with no what do you call it? Without people freaking out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a normal conversation to have, and to understand that, hey, maybe I had a certain point of view at that time, and the person that was taking the podcast could have, you know, debated me.
Unpacked it a little bit more.
Unpacked it, debated me, understood where I was coming from, and maybe even like try to correct me. I don't know, but I didn't feel like I was in the right environment. And, you know, granted, I know sometimes the way I express myself is rough around the edges. I know that. And it's just how I am. Yeah. It's where I come from.
Yeah.
It's the way we talk. We're just like rough, you know? And I could have said it in a different way for sure. That's why I apologized. But here's the thing, right? How long am I going to talk about this for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I look at it and I go, the amount of virality I get from that one clip, I don't even get from my performance at the World Cup. Which
so sad.
Bothers me.
So sad.
You know, I will go and fight and move mountains if people really care about feminism, or if we really want to go there, right? Me as a woman, breaking barriers, fighting, going through it all to reach to that point. And I have to fight to get people to cover me about the World Cup. Do you know what I mean? And people could say, oh, maybe because there are people who don't like you for what you said. I did the World Cup at 2022.
That was
in
before.
2022, nobody wanted to carry me and speak about it. Matter of fact, I remember pushing and fighting my PR team to try and get coverage for this massive announcement that I'm performing at the World Cup, and nobody cared to carry that. And instead, they carried a moment where I accidentally held the flag upside down, and which I didn't. Just the wind blew it, and it flipped over, and I didn't know. There was 70,000 people in the audience. There was a lot going on, and they ran with that, and it was everywhere. And I'm like, I get the sentiments. I respect flags. I respect people's, you know, countries and everything. And it was done out of goodwill because I was so proud to be connecting with a massive Indian audience, you know, coming out of India and stuff like that. But I looked at it and I said, well, that means they can carry me. They can speak about the World Cup and what I'm doing, but they chose to do it like this. So I took that and I noted it. Now with the feminism clip, everyone had the right to be angry if they wanted to be angry about it. There were a bunch of other people who dissected it and understood that I was speaking about an extreme independence that we are facing as women, which in turn is making men do the bare minimum, which I'm not okay with. I don't care how anybody wants to position. I'm not okay with it, and it's affecting our society. And I have girlfriends that are coming to me on a daily basis who are in their mid-40s, who are not married yet, who don't have a man, and are complaining. And it's because they find the dynamic between the men and women in our society has just, it's all over the place.
It doesn't match anymore.
It doesn't match anymore. And as an extremely independent woman myself, I have the right to talk about the pros and cons of that.
I agree.
Because now I'm in my 30s, it's not the same as when I was in my 20s. Extreme, you know, independence in my 20s was great. I loved it. I loved it.
We built our lives with it.
I built my life on it. Nobody could tell me what to do. I was not accountable for anything, nothing. I made my own money. I hustled on my own. And I had no baggage. Great. Now I look at my 30s and my priorities have changed. Okay. And now I'm trying to find a right husband. I want to build a home. I want to have kids. And I want to be an inspiration to those kids. And I want to lead the audience that are following me to inspire them the right way as a role model, right? I would be doing such disservice to the people who are looking up to me by encouraging the idea of it's okay to be in this state of extreme hyper-independence and not allowing a balance to happen, because when they go into their 30s, they're going to really see the negative outcome of that, which I am today. So when I was sitting with one of my girls yesterday who's like in her 40s, she was telling me, Nora, I'm tired. She said, I'm tired of being this boss and working so hard and being this man at work, because she works in a very dominating industry where she has to kind of be very like masculine and take control. And she's like, I wanna just be able to let go. I just want to be feminine. I just want to be in my feminine energy and feel safe and feel like I can, you know, lay my head on this person's shoulder and they could take care, you know? And we live in a society today. If you speak like that, you have a bunch of like group of mafias on the internet who come and they're like, well, how could you say that? Like, you know, well, this is the internet. In the real world, we feel certain things, you know, and when we feel these things of wanting to be taken care of and, you know, finding support, male support, where you look at that man and you feel like, you know, if I have kids with this man and anything goes wrong, I know that he could carry the ship. You know, he could be the captain of the ship. And that's a natural instinct. And we're not allowed to talk about the natural instinct anymore. We're not allowed to talk about, you know, how women have phases. When they're in their 20s, their priorities are different. When you're in your 30s and 40s, you're looking for something else. And it's okay to be tired. It's okay to be tired of being extremely independent. And that's what I was alluding to, that if we look at, and I wish I said it differently, man, because it was a big platform and it went viral. But now that I look at it, would it have gone viral if I worded it properly? It's just one of those things. And maybe this wouldn't go viral either. I don't know. You know what I mean? But at this point, whoever does watch this, I want them to understand that if we don't have balance in our society, we're going to suffer. And in turn, the men are also going to suffer. Why are they going to suffer? Because they're not going to be in their natural state of providing and being a man. They're going to feel weaker. They're going to feel more feminine, and they're going to act like that more. And that's where, you know, the term of princess comes, where you have all these memes of the guy, you know, saying, well, I was waiting for you to text first, and he's in a princess dress. Do you know what I mean? So these come out of the idea of men who are starting to really not take their position. And it's not their fault. Maybe it's our fault. I don't know whose fault it is, to be honest. It's like
it's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle, you know what I mean? Because you don't really know where this came from, this idea of us, you know, maybe it is their fault. I don't know. Do you know what I think about? Because I'm like, would women have to be so extremely independent if the environment was safe for us? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out myself.
That's the thing. I feel, obviously, I don't think anyone has the solution, and people should not expect you to have the solution either. But I completely agree with you on this. Even me, I'm in my 30s, and it's the ghetto out there.
Yeah,
when you're trying to find a man. Yeah, it is.
She said it's the ghetto out there.
Because listen, you go there and you're either too independent for some of them, or they want you to be their sugar mommy. They're like, come spend money on me, because
and I don't think the internet knows this, that a lot of women have to go through that.
Yes,
a lot of women go through. I have met guys who, you know, have expected me to pay half the bill or pay the bill, and it's not like I can.
That's not the point, though.
But it's like, aren't we built to be impressed by a man who wants to chase you and make effort to impress you? I don't know. It's like this chemical thing. It's not making sense.
It's not
You know,
sciencing.
it's not sciencing. The science is not sciencing, and neither is the chemistry.
Like, you know, even an otter goes and find the most pretty rock to give to the female otter to mate.
So they don't want to impress you anymore. And then when you talk, I have a lot of guy friends too. When I speak to them, they'll be like, well, they don't look like they need us anymore. So what is the point of us? Like so I think of the moment I was at the airport and I have so many suitcases coming down this belt and one of them was so heavy.
No one is helping.
None of them were helping. But then when a guy did come and say, hey, can I help? I was like, no, I got this. I got this.
So we are both the problems.
You know, and then I almost broke my back.
Yeah.
Went home and thought about it. I'm like, I could have just allowed him to help me.
I could have said yes.
But why was I in this state of like, no, I can do it. Then I realized why. I have my own issues. So my issues is I have a fear of being let down. So this has happened through this journey of mine in the last,
it's your trauma a little
12
bit,
years,
right?
or maybe more. I'd say 15 years.
Yeah.
And this comes from my dad and so many people
Different
in my
ways,
life. Yeah. So, and mainly men. Actually, it's men. So when I'm in a situation where I need to rely on a man, I create this shell and I'm guarded. I'm like, no, I can do it. Even when it comes to planning things or, I don't know, many things, I'm always the one who's like, needs to control because I'm like, if I let it go, they might let me down. And if they let me down, I'm going to be in pieces.
Yeah.
So to avoid feeling that I'm 10 steps ahead, but it's wrong. It's so wrong. Again, hyper independence.
It is.
He could have just picked that bag for me and put it on the trolley and I would have been great.
Yeah.
Now I have back issues.
Now you have back issues. See, I'm the same. I keep and you know, for example, when people used to open the door for me, I used to be like, I can open my own door. But now if someone closes the door in my face, I'm like, oh my God, did
rude.
Close the door?
Priorities. See, we want to be treated a certain way now. You know? So going back to the feminism point, I don't agree. I don't think feminism fucked up our society. Feminism did not fuck up our society. No. I don't think that. It was just me being ghetto.
Yeah.
I was just expressing myself in a ghetto way. But I did, unpack that by saying that I'm a firm believer of feminism. Look at me. Like, I want women to be educated. I want women to fight for their, dreams. And I want them to go out there and make the impossible possible. I want them to speak up their mind. I'm the first one who, in my own family dynamics, when I saw things that were not right, I was the first one to speak up against so many things, There are things, obviously, that are very personal. I don't really indulge in them, but I put myself really out there, and some of those things affected my relationship with my mom for some time. So I would be the last person to think that, I'm not someone who supports and advocates for feminism. I just don't support what it's become today. And what it's become today is an extreme form of it, which is very westernized. It doesn't really affect this part of the world much, to be honest, but I'm a consumer of Western media and Western podcasts and Western influences. So when I speak my mind, I'm speaking off of that. There is a slight problem that we're facing today, and there's nothing wrong with talking about that. And me being a feminist and living by it, I don't want girls and women to struggle when they're in their 30s and 40s. And if we talk about it, maybe we could find solutions to find the balance.
I agree. And I think at the end of the day, feminism is giving women the choice.
Correct.
To do what they want to do.
That is what I advocate for. That's me.
That's what we
want. This is what I advocate for.
That's what we're saying.
But what is modern extreme feminism today? It's not that.
It's to say we don't need men.
Okay.
All men are trash.
There you go.
And all of this, I agree with you. This is the extreme version. And I feel like now they're using feminism as a stick to beat women into observing what they think is the right way of being a woman.
Submissive.
Correct.
Yeah. Isn't feminism also respecting other women and uplifting them?
Yes.
Well, after that whole controversy, I didn't see any women trying to uplift me. The same ones who were really upset about me going on about feminism, they showed a very, very, very different side, a very ugly side. And I'm sorry, but that's not the feminism that I want to be. I don't want to be that feminist. I have one of the biggest platforms, and I have never grabbed a mic and went onto my platform of 46 million followers or 47 million followers or 20 million followers on Facebook and went and started bashing women or named certain women and spoke ill of them, I could go on my platform today and I could talk about anyone I want today and really make them feel so bad. And I have never done that because true feminism is uplifting women. It's giving them opportunities. I give women opportunities on a daily basis. It's being a role model. It's inspiring. And it's also being gentle on people. You know what I mean? These women, and with their faces, have gone and put videos attacking me, abusing me, degrading me, painting me in a light which is not true. A lot. Like, I'm talking about thousands and thousands. And yes, I saw most of them and read most of the comments and went into most of people's profiles who are mothers, who are educators, who are professional people, who are also people of my industry who really degraded me. And I thought, wow, is this feminism? Because I don't want to be a part of this at all. And that really changed me. And I realized that, you know what? These things happen for a reason, because they start to enlighten me into thinking certain ways. So when that happened, I said, all right, but so what can I learn from this? One, I could learn that if I'm going to be this famous and it's going to be this massive, I'm going to have ups and downs.
Absolutely.
And then when the fall happens, I need to be prepared mentally, physically, everything for the backlash that could come. And if I'm okay with the love, I need to be okay with the hate.
Absolutely.
But just me as a human, I couldn't equate the two things. The people who didn't like what I said about feminism, trying to stand up for feminism by beating up a woman. So I didn't understand that.
Yeah.
And I think had it been more of a, hey, like, we don't agree with what she's saying. Here's the reasons why we don't agree with her. And as feminists, we need to allow people to have the right to have their own opinions, and maybe we can educate them better. I would have appreciated that over being abused and degraded and attacked. And I still get attacked till today.
You know, my issue with it was that nobody gave you grace. I'm like, why don't we give women grace?
Yeah.
Especially when you've owned up to it and you've
I
come
apologized
forward
so
and
many
apologized. Why don't we give women the grace? Because I feel like when men fuck up online and then they apologize for it, we're like, okay, he's apologized. We're good. But for women, you don't get that grace at all. You are held at such a high standard. And if you make a little mistake, it's like, nope, that's it. She's cancelled forever.
Yeah, I mean, nobody can get ever canceled. There's no, I don't believe in cancel culture, but of course that hate, you know, and a lot of that propaganda, you know, look, I can agree when the clip came out, a lot of the anger and hate was real.
Yeah.
Totally. But now I don't think it's real. I think it's bought. I think it's manufactured. I think there are people that go to agencies, they pay a lot of money, they get a lot of influencers with similar scripts to talk, and they push that out. The comments are bought, everything. I know this. I'm in the industry. I get people asking me, hey, do you have money to do this yourself? And I'm like, I don't want to function like that.
I've gotten asked to hate on people as well for money.
Yes, correct. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I've gotten offers of, hey, like, if we hire this agency, like, we could, you know, send out hate that way. And I'm like, no.
Thanks.
Bro, aren't you guys the same ones who are upset about my feminism comment?
That's where it came
from. That's so anti-feminism. Like, why would I attack another girl, you know? Yeah. So it's been a mind fuck, to be honest with you. It's been so confusing. But I have learned that you have to keep going and you have to keep working and you have to keep putting out your projects and you have to keep, you know, the success going. And you'll gain new followers and new fans and new admirers.
People will find something else to gossip about.
You know, and no, they seem to want to gossip about this every year.
That means you're famous, girl.
This one thing, you know, and I think it just created thick skin because then I went through another controversy just recently with that South Indian song from a movie. And that for me, I was like, all right, okay. This script of every influencer talking about this and saying the same thing.
Everyone was saying the same thing.
I already know who hired who and when and how much they paid. That was an opportunity well squeezed by whoever was behind that. And, you know, what can I say, man? Like, thankfully, because of the whole feminism thing, I was already prepared of how my body would react to that. So I wasn't really panicking and I wasn't in fear. I was just like, first of all, I was in a mountain for 3 days shooting a music video. So I didn't know all hell broke loose.
That was a good thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. And then we come back to this other location. We had a little bit of internet and I'm just like, whoa. And everyone's freaking out. And I'm like, okay, let me just put out a video to calm everyone down because there are too many narratives going out which are wrong. And sometimes my silence could be misunderstood for something else.
Yeah.
And so I still wasn't given any grace, even though I explained myself and I told the truth. I said,
I know.
I don't know where this came from. I didn't shoot for this. I didn't shoot for this song.
You gave the dates,
I gave
everything.
every like detail. I'm the most articulate person out there. And still there will be people in the comments who will say, she's lying.
Yeah.
No, she's lying. She shot for it.
She knew. Yeah.
How could she have not known? You know, like for a song that wasn't even released, by the way, the full song never released. Do you know what? It was just snippets and like some snippets of the video and then
the clips of it came out
and some AI photos. And the way the media now I'm actually remembering just shit, I really like suppressed this. Whoa.
Oh no.
Yeah, because now it's like all like, you know, coming to me because I'm like, the way the media was talking about it, like your NDTVs and all your like,
it was everywhere.
You know, your mainstream media and your anchors, how they like spoke, like, ew, you don't even speak like that about things that matter in the country. There are like hundreds and thousands of things that happen on a daily basis that require that kind of coverage and that kind of passion, and they don't give it. And thousands of things happen in the world on a daily basis that I could go and give them the script right now, like, this is what you should be talking about with this passion. But they chose to be so angry and passionate about a song that really I had no control over. And songs like this get produced on a daily basis in the industry.
I was about to say, I was like, I've seen worse.
It is what it is.
I've seen way worse.
Thank you. I'm not saying that it's good and you should continue that, but it's the fact. And the way they spoke and the manner and the debates, you know, your Pierre Morgan style panel and people like going off and like people saying we want her out of the country and deport her, and I'm just like, oh, you were just waiting for a moment. You were just waiting for the opportunity, which speaks volumes, because now let's talk about what problem you have with me, because I mind my own business. I'm not taking anybody's jobs. I'm not taking what do you call it? Like, I'm not really competition to your people. I'm doing my own thing.
You're
to
in your own
people,
lane.
when I say that, I mean the girls in the industry.
Yeah.
I'm doing my own lane. So what's the problem? What is really the problem? Do you know what I mean? Like, and then it goes into a space where, do we unravel this? Is it deeper than what it really is? I don't know, and I don't really want to know. I just want to do my own thing. To dig. Yeah, you know, but that really made me sit back and think, okay, noted.
But can I tell you, Nora, I feel like God's really got your back.
He does, because he puts me in some crazy situations, and
he's like, you want growth?
He
there
puts
you go.
me here, and then he's just like, what? You know what I mean? Even like with that con artist situation. Do you remember that? Yes. Oh my God.
I do.
I will never forget that situation. Never. Like, I am so traumatized that today, if my agency books me for like an event, I go for the event because I have to make money. But I'm scared, thinking of like what is going to happen. What's going to happen, you know? And I learned that lesson the hard way. But that also was used to create very, very false narratives about me. And thank God my mom knows who I am and how she's raised me, and my friends know me. But had they not known me so well, they would have believed like the things they were saying about me, you know? And that was a very sensitive time, because, you know, I was just preparing for the World Cup, and I didn't want anything to take that opportunity away from me. And I was consistently scared of how my image is. I lost a lot of brands. I lost a lot of work that I worked towards for decades to get, came to me and then just left because of that one stupid thing. And until today, like, I will have people say things like, oh, you know, she knows that guy and she dated him and took gifts. And it's not the truth. It's not, you know. And I get so angry because I'm like, bro, there's going to be a day that I will meet somebody and I would want a future with or a family, and they might go and
That
read
might
those
still
things.
be, yeah.
They might believe it, you
Yeah.
know? Thankfully, I haven't been in that situation, and whoever I've been with have believed me. But, you know, like, just like I'm careful with my platform and I don't talk about people and I don't spread false rumors and I don't backbite, people need to think about how they're handling their internet and their social media and how they're going to carry that with them.
Mm-hmm.
Karma is real.
It is.
You know, and a lot of the narrative of, you know, yes, I went to an event.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I interacted with that person's family and wife, and they gifted me a car and they gifted me some things, but I was told that was normal.
Correct.
And I go with what I'm being told, you know?
Yeah,
and
maybe you
it
get a
was
slap on the
normal.
wrist for this. Doesn't mean everything else is
Fine,
true.
you know, slap me on the wrist for taking the car as a
Yeah.
gift, but I was told you can. And, you know, it is what it is. I gave it to a friend out of goodwill, and
next time give me cars. Yeah, if you have extra
no,
ones.
next time I don't even, like, I go to events and they give me like a necklace or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
no, thank you.
Good. Like,
no,
I'm so
thank
traumatized.
you. Just pay me for my dues.
I'm so traumatized. Like, whatever I went through those 2 years with the con artist situation and the EDs and all that, that could be a movie in itself, because
one day
I was like, I went through crazy shit.
I remember the pictures of you when you were coming out
the
of these. Exactly, when you were coming out, I was like, my heart went out and I was like, somebody take this girl out.
It was so scary. I feel bad for myself at that time. Like, I wish there was someone that could help me, because I really had no help to get out of that situation. There were other actors and artists that were in the same situation that got pulled out immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, as soon as it started to kind of like flare up.
Yeah.
They got help and they got pulled out, because there were other actors who also went to the same events and got gifts and stuff. But I think what really hurt me was the narrative of people saying, like, I knew the guy and I dated him and I took money from him. It was all
lies, yeah.
It was lies, you know, and that hurt.
But listen, all I can hear, Nora, is that we're going to have a great biopic one day. Okay, don't let these
for sure. Oh my God, yeah.
No, and imagine, and I think there's so much more to come. And
yeah, oh my God, there's so much more. But, you know, like, you feel like you want to use that energy to do great things, not to combat this
made
nonsense.
you emotional.
Yeah.
Out of everything, this is the hardest one for you. Oh my God.
Yeah, because it was like,
oh, it's okay. Don't cry. No, they don't deserve this tears.
Yeah, it was a tough one, because, like,
did you just feel alone in that moment?
Yeah, I did. I felt alone. Sorry about that. I did not expect that.
I hate whoever made you feel that way. It's okay. We'll kick their butt.
Yeah.
God will find them.
Yeah, I felt really alone, and then I felt like confused, because I didn't know where that all, like, I didn't know
where it came from.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It was just weird. It was a weird time. It was a very, very weird time, and I felt like I was consistently battling with people around me to be like, this is not true, you know, like, I was dealing with a lot, and I felt like people were really, really cruel, you know, very, very cruel. And for someone who has thick skin like me, and being able to go through that the way I did, I just think about it. Had it been someone else in my situation, maybe might not have that kind of thick skin. What would they done?
Exactly. What would be the outcome of that?
Yeah, you know, and I'm really proud of myself, because I could get through a lot of difficult things. And sometimes I can come off as very nonchalant and very, like, arrogant, but I'm not arrogant. I'm actually just very confident in myself and very confident in my upbringing and my values. And that's probably what people are confused about when they see me, where they go, well, she's so arrogant and so this. It's not that. I'm just very confident with my values. And still, there'll always be this thing where they're trying to paint me in a light that's not true. It's not true, and it never will be true. I'm not someone who, you know, even like with the whole South Indian song situation, what really upsetted me was that one moment they took it and they painted my whole career as someone who just does vulgar dancing and just spoiling our generation. And that's not what my career journey has been at all. And everyone knows that.
Also, who are the 46 million people following you?
You
then?
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they went and painted my hard work of this last 10 years into one false image and devalued it and degraded it and made it dirty, and it's not like that. And that hurt me a lot. Yeah.
Of course. But I don't know if this is any consolation for you, but anyone who meets you, Nora, can tell how pure your heart is and how nice you are. And I think anyone in the industry who knows you personally loves you. And you have been so kind to me even the few times we have met. And I've told you I've been fighting your battle without you knowing.
Yeah, and I had no idea. I had no idea.
And I think, don't you worry, whatever is meant for you will find you. And you said it yourself.
I believe that. Yeah. I believe whatever is meant. There have been situations where I've known certain projects have come my way and someone took it away from me. I probably made a call and don't work with her and make sure you don't cast her or make sure you don't associate. And people, end up in these situations where they're like, oh, okay, I've known this. And yes, it hurts, but there is a deep faith inside me that says, but you know that if something is meant for you, what's in your rizq is going to come to you, whether they do all that or not. So chillax. And that's what's gotten me through that. And that's something like I really want people who watch me remember always, like when they're fighting and they're trying to make it through and they're trying to do things in their life, whatever domain they're in, always remember like whatever is in your destiny is your rizq will come to you regardless of who tries to fight it. Yeah.
And whatever is taken away from you was not good for you.
It was khair. Yeah. Yes. We believe that. And it took me so long to accept that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes I get upset. But even in my personal life, for example, like if something doesn't materialize or somebody doesn't materialize, I would get so heartbroken for a long time. And then I realized that, it wasn't for me. It wasn't good for me. Like, for example, I went through this like crazy shit. I look back at it, I'm just like, I cannot believe I went through that from like 2018 to like 2023.
That's a long time.
Very toxic situation. And that's why when people are like, oh, she was with that con artist, I'm like, oh, if you only knew.
Where I was.
If you only knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was dealing with this very, very strange relationship and situation that I was put in. And which I had to fight through for years. And I look back now and it took me so long to get out of it. Oh my God. I think I only got over it like in 2024. Yeah. This is why people don't know anything about my personal life, because I kept it under wraps. It's information that just can't go out because people would just not believe it, to be honest with you, So in 2024, I started to build myself back up and get over it. And, like, I'm now open to trying in my personal life, now. But even with that, there's so many speculations of people thinking like, I was with like a married man the whole time and breaking families and doing this. And I'm just like, bro, if you only knew.
If you knew.
If you only knew. The one thing I can say for a fact to anybody watching, nobody knows the truth about my personal life. Nobody.
Good.
Maybe one or two people.
Keep it that way.
That is it. So anything you read in the comments, in the press, in social media, trust me, is fake. What the real story is, the world is not even ready for that.
You'll tell it when you're ready.
I don't even know. I think I have to take it to the grave because I think even if I tell it, I think there'll be people who won't believe me.
Yeah, you don't want to give them that opportunity either. But wow, you have shared so much. Thank you. What's your parting message to it? I mean, we have like 3 hours more to talk, but unfortunately, this is it for today. But what's a parting message you want to leave everyone with?
Well, I put out a new song called "Slay to the Rhythm."
Yes, which we love.
And it is actually what my message to everyone is literally slay to your own rhythm. And that's what I've been doing. And despite all of these things we spoke about, which have been hurdles and bumps in the road and things that could have crushed me and broke me and everything, right? But somewhere in my mind, because of the audacity and the confidence and the self-belief, I managed to slay through all of that and create my own rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And with Slay to the Rhythm, which is now like on all platforms, you can see the video on YouTube.
I'll link it as well.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you. There's a scene in the beginning where, you know, I'm in my pop star diva avatar, and you have a room of like people who want to tell me what to do. People who are like, you know, we're not going to do this, we're going to do that. And, you know, there was a controversy because of this song, or no more songs. And if you're going to do a song, it should only be this. And no more independent songs, only Bollywood hits, and all of these things of people trying to box me into one lane. And I'm not a one lane artist. I've always said I'm a multidimensional artist, and that's how I want to be. And that scene shows you that I'm like, okay, great, okay, gotta go, bye. You know, this was fun. And I walk out and the rhythm starts, and I move to that rhythm, and how I give tribute to music and dance that opened so many doors for me and also made the impossible possible. If we look at the World Cup and we look all of these things, these are things that if you asked me 10 years ago looked so impossible.
You wouldn't even know it's a possibility at
Absolutely
all.
not. The people I connected with, the artists that I've worked with, the opportunities, the podcasts I've sat on, all of these things have been happened because of music and dance, which initially in my career, believe it or not, was always looked down upon. You know, oh, don't dance, and what are you doing? People don't care about singers and dancers, or just act. It's all about acting, which I'm great. I love acting. I'm doing it. I'm doing season 2 of Royals very soon, you know, and Mud Gown Express too. It's not that I have no issues with that. I have the issue of this very narrow-minded mentality and boxing artists into one. So I'm fighting, and I've been fighting that. So with Slay to the Rhythm, it's all about that. It's all about freeing yourself from the judgments of society and being an expressive being.
I love that. It feels like it's the anthem of your life till now. Almost.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for bringing it to the world.
Much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
This was lovely. Thank you so much for being here.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Okay, I have so much to say about this guy.
I spoke so much. I talk a lot. That's why I don't go to podcasts.
No, but this was a platform for you to say. And I'm very happy you shared. And I think there's so many lessons for us to learn. And I told you before we started as well, the main thing I wanted to learn from you is being a one-woman show comes with so much challenge and so much burden that we carry on a day-to-day. No one knows how many times you fall and you pick yourself up. And I think without saying it, you've said it so much today.
Correct. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're right. Appreciate it, my love. Thank you for having me.